If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot to bring your friends.
What is up, party people? And hello, my friends. It's your girl, Welcome to China, and welcome to the what? To the who? To the how? And to the brownest, and we will say some of the palest of cows. It's the Nightcap crew, y'all. It's your girl, Welcome to China, and I have my lovely crew members here today, y'all. It's your favorite Wednesday show. We are celebrating what? We are celebrating our 10th episode of the Nightcap crew. That means everyone has dedicated 10 weeks to this beautiful show. So I'm appreciative. I'm glad. But before we get into it, we have a very special guest today, which is a friend of mine. We got Tiana here, aka T-Licious, aka Try to Keep Up. And it is hard to keep up. So we did have to schedule this a little bit ahead of time to get you here. But we're glad to have you. Let them know what you're about. Say whatever you want to. Go ahead.
Hey, everybody. I'm super excited to be here. It did take some planning. I'm so excited to be here tonight and specifically for these topics. I went to undergrad with China. That's, we go back like that, but also keeping up with each other all the way till now. And I'm tuning in from DC and really excited to be here.
Period. And let them know, T, what are you doing in DC? Let them know what you got going on.
Oh, girl, I'm going to keep that to the side. But I go to Howard University School of Law. So I'm in my third and final year. Next year, I will be an attorney by the grace of God. Hopefully, yes.
Period. She gonna get it by the grace of God. She gonna get it done, but no free advice. And I'm on y'all ass about that. Don't y'all be messaging her like, help me with this, help me with that. It's illegal, and y'all better pay her. Okay. So anyway, We're going to get into it. First topic of the night, you guys, we're going to be getting into a lot of trending topics. But before we get into it, we got a couple comments from Queef Burglar, who is always here every week. Hello, Queef Burglar. Who's ready for a great show? We're ready for a great show. And we got London here saying babe. So I think that's for Tam. I'm going to just keep that there. I believe that's for Tam. Is that right, Tam? Is that for you? All right, Tam say yeah. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get into our very first story. So trending topics means we're going to be talking about not dating today, not lifestyle, but we're going to be talking about things that are going on in our everyday lives. The first thing we're going to go ahead and get into is the story about Elizabeth Jasso. Now, I'm going to give you guys a tiny bit of a rundown before we get into it. But long story short, it's a woman by the name of Elizabeth Jasso, and she was faking a pregnancy of twins. She then knew when her twins were due that the pregnancy was a hoax. So she then went missing. But let me back it up a little bit. Elizabeth Jasso's husband passed away 6 to 8 months prior to her having a baby. So she was pregnant, but not really pregnant, and then disappeared. I said it all confusing. I'm going to let the news explain it to you guys a little bit better, and I want to hear the panel's opinions. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And today, you guys, this conversation is going to be a conversation about empathy. Are we able to empathize and see past such horrible acts? All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and share this. It's about 2 minutes. Let's get into it.
Veterans who serve there are working through their mental health as they watch what is currently happening now. ABC 13's Courtney Carpenter spoke to the VA and other local organizations that are
Can't hear you.
I've been on mute this whole time. This is like not even going good. Everybody's like, oh my God, what is happening to her? Okay. It was taking us to a clip about what's going on overseas. I'm not even going to get into that. So I had to save the day really quick and reshare my screen. Sorry, you guys. All right. Now we're going to be talking about Elizabeth Jasso, the woman who has been faking her pregnancy. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Call your attention to this photo. It's a pregnant woman who was supposed to deliver twins yesterday and is now missing. Her family turning to us for help to get the word out. ABC 13's Brianna Connor is live with more about what they're dealing with right now. Brianna?
Yeah, Gina, the details of this will just break your heart. The last time anyone saw Elizabeth Jasso, she was at her husband's gravesite. He was shot and killed out here in Baytown about 6 months ago. Now that family is dealing with another police investigation as they try to figure out where Elizabeth and her twins might be.
They took my son, but I was going to be blessed with 2 boys.
Blanca Rubio wears images of her son over her heart while holding on to hope for her daughter-in-law and their children. The last time she talked with Elizabeth, they were looking forward to the twins' arrival.
I had talked to her on Wednesday night. Leo, mija, I can't wait till tomorrow. Like, you better not have them babies until I get home.
The hospital bag still sits by the door. Neighbors say they saw Elizabeth leave the house without it and this white BMW Thursday morning. Then a worker at the cemetery where her husband is buried says they saw her later that morning.
It's just ever since, like, we don't know nothing.
We're worried.
We're worried.
Very
worried.
about her and her safety. And
her safety and her baby.
Several family members and friends have been meeting at the house and at the cemetery to support each other through tears with hugs. Elizabeth's best friend says she isn't the type of person to abandon them.
Always smiling, always laughing, and just not to even see that right now, like it hurts to know that maybe we're not thinking the worst and we're praying for the best. We're praying that somebody calls or she calls and says, hey, I'm in the hospital, the boys are fine.
I don't know what's going on from your mind, mamita, pero please call us, let us know you okay. And I
Okay.
If you can help this family find
So that is the first part of the Elizabeth Jasso story. Her family thinks that she's missing. It's a sad story. Her husband was murdered months prior. She has twins. They have pictures of Elizabeth and the husband. So she's been faking this pregnancy, not after the husband, but prior to his death. And she goes missing. The family ends up finding her. Nothing they can really do legally to her. It's nothing that they can really do to penalize her. This is more of a conversation about mortality and what's right or what's wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and chime in with the panel. Do you empathize with Elizabeth Jasso? Now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen a little bit more so we can get some more pictures. We can kind of get a better feel for her. But Jocelyn, why don't we start with you? Do you empathize with Elizabeth Jasso and faking her pregnancy?
No. So you are saying that they found her after the fact, and that
they did find her. The reason why she disappeared, let me clarify, is because she was not indeed pregnant. So she was wearing the prosthetic bellies. She's having gender reveals. She was doing all that fun stuff.
No, I definitely don't, because it wasn't like she, after he passed away, she was like, well, we were waiting until like the 3-month mark, when it's safe to like tell people. It was like she was already lying beforehand, and then he died. So it's not like she was doing it because he, passed. So I definitely don't empathize with her lying about that. Like, I don't know. It just put the whole family through like more hurt after, like, the mom especially is going through something like so saddening and like a loss so close to her. So I definitely don't empathize.
So do you think there was ever a part when she could come clean? Like, obviously his death was unplanned. It clearly seems like she was trying to savor something in her own relationship. Do you think that she just got too far out of hand, or what?
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like she could have came clean. She could have, miscarried. She could have anything, like, when he passed, because what are they gonna do? Like, they're more focused on that. If she was like, well, I'm not actually pregnant, like, like you said, what are they gonna do? What can they do even now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, I don't know.
All right, let's kick it to you, T. How are you feeling about this?
I think it's a really good point that this was before the passing of her husband, because at first when I was reading, I was thinking, okay, everyone grieves differently, and I'm not married, but I can only imagine like what mental place that puts you in to do something that's so like, kind of crazy, like kind of out of the ordinary. But then realizing that it was beforehand, I mean, I'm like kind of thinking the same thing. It doesn't seem reasonable, and definitely just the pain that family is already feeling, like you were saying, like they've probably already conceptualized like care and emotion and feelings for what they thought were going to be like these 2 twin boys to come bring like joy into their life. And really you could say like now they have to grieve even more loss because they've, thought in their head that they were going to have, these new babies in their life.
So at what point in time, if let's just say in a magical world, you did this, what would be the perfect time, or what time would you suggest to your friend? Your friend came to you like, I'm not really pregnant, T. I don't know when to break it. He just passed away. I feel lonely. What advice do we give?
I would personally say as soon as you need to tell something, you need to tell it right then and there. You came to me because you knew you were wrong. You need to turn around and go to tell those people. The longer you lie, I mean, the worse you just make it for yourself and for everybody else. So let that be what that is.
All right, leave it where it's at. Fit, let's talk about it. How you feeling about this? Somebody came to you like, yo, a cousin, a family member, you empathizing or what? What's going on? We lost a loved one. The girl's pregnant, not pregnant. How we feeling about this?
Okay, first off, I want to say what's up to Danielle in the comments, and Jim Lover. He had a hot date, so that's what's up. But this is to me, this is like the definition of weird activity, especially because, like you said before, the passing of her husband. Like, I really just don't understand like the logic behind this, like at all. So I can't really empathize with it because I really don't understand this one. Like, I don't see like was the purpose to like fake the pregnancy to use it as like manipulation, and then it's like to put your family through that. Like, I think that's the biggest part that I'm really not rocking with. Like, and I heard like, did she have other kids too? Because when we were watching the video, I know they said like did they have other kids as well?
So that was her first twin boys with her slain fiance. So she had no more children before that.
Oh, she not. But it's like her family was still looking for her and searching for her, and she just had them like in a terrible state of mind. Like, they're worried about her. So no, I really don't empathize with this.
So no empathy.
Not with what she did. No, like the loss of her husband and the fact that she's going through her own trauma, I empathize with that. But like the fact of like faking the pregnancy, like nah, that doesn't make any sense. It's like it's just weird activity.
Odd activity. Q, do you agree?
Indeed, I agree. I don't understand it either. Six, like I'm not too sure what motivated it or why people fake pregnancies for like to get people to understand them or their situation, but I personally feel like it's not cool, just because it just sets a bad image on just like her doing that, and then so many women are trying to even just have kids. I feel like, but yeah, I don't see why she would do that personally.
Would it ever be a time or a place for you to have forgiveness in this? Could you forgive if this was your lady? Let's put it in this circumstance. Your woman fakes a pregnancy. Can we ever empathize that maybe we've been in a bad place? Because this was still before. So this was truly for her husband. He just happened to pass away. Is it any way we can clean this up or compass this?
I think that would be a big red flag. Honestly, like if that was your lady, like, and she fake a pregnancy, it's like, man, is this just the beginning of like, and excuse me if I'm using like politically incorrect terms, but is this the beginning of the crazy? Because like that could snowball. Like that seems like that could snowball. Look at Tim, she in there like, yeah.
All right, Livy, I think we're all on the same boat here, but could you maybe bring any more zhuzh to this? You know, I can't you like Livy Rose, I've been faking this pregnancy. Twin boys on top of that. Can we get past this or no?
I don't really think so. That's really hard to get over. Like that's a lot of people that were excited for this new life that they've been waiting for and thinking that, you know, you're going to, you know, continue to be a really great mom when in reality you aren't. And it's hard. So I agree with Q because like he brought up a good point about like there are a lot of women out there who like can't even conceive. And so it's really kind of insulting in a way to fake a pregnancy like that and like get people's hopes up because there are women who can't even get pregnant.
So it's insensitive because we don't have children, so we can very much so put on a belly, right?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It like you said, it's insensitive, and I empathize with the only thing I empathize is like she lost her husband, but like obviously that's not the reason why she faked her pregnancy, and we don't really know why she faked her pregnancy. So.
All right. So we're going to leave it at that. Now, that was just a little, I feel like this one, I gave it to it a little bit easy. I feel like this was maybe a little too simple for the panel. So I'm going to have to go ahead and zhuzh it up a little bit more. We're going to go ahead and get into the real hoes of hoes, the real sluts of sluts. We're going to really talk about our girl, Amber Rose. Now, I don't even have to get an introduction for Amber Rose. Everybody pretty much knows who Amber Rose is. Panel, everybody know who Amber Rose is? Everybody know? Amber Rose,
She got a bald head.
Big head, big booty, bald head, scallywag. Is she white? Is she black? What is she? She's both. Amber Rose. Amber Rose came out today out of nowhere, you guys. So you guys know she got a baby with Wiz Khalifa, okay? They were married at one time. That's throwback tea. That's way back in the day. And now she has a baby with, I believe he's like an artist, some type of creator. You know, he kind of has that look to him. She comes out today, and I'm going to pull this from Perez Hilton, and this is on Amber Rose's story as well. So basically, she comes out today, and she lets us know that her baby daddy / boyfriend had been cheating on her with 12 different women. And she goes on to say that she's not going to name those women. She's not going to give them that clout, but she's just tired of being embarrassed. I see Q over in the comments. Sheesh. It is what it is. I'm going to read it to y'all, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. It says this: I'm tired of getting cheated on and being embarrassed behind the scenes. All 12 of y'all bums, the ones that I know of, there's probably more, you can have them. Y'all very much so know he was in a relationship with the baby and y'all decided to F with him anyway. I saw the text and DMs. You were well aware. You didn't owe me any loyalty, so it's whatever. I can't be the only one fighting for my family anymore. I've been so loyal and transparent, but I haven't got the same energy in return. I'll never say the girls' names because I'm not in the business of ruining lives. But y'all know who y'all are. As for him, the lack of loyalty and disrespect is just out of line. And she's going to leave it with Marva. So my question to the panel is, obviously Amber Rose is famous. Obviously people share a lot on Facebook. How much is too much to share in a relationship on social media? So how much is too much to share about your relationship on social media? Q, I'm going to go ahead and start with you since you had a comment and you said sheesh.
Sheesh.
Now, we share the happy things. You know, they say the internet's not for the sad things. How much is too much?
According to society, there is no too much because venting online is normalized. I ain't gonna lie. I've said a little too much online about my personal life, but like, you know, like it happens. The power of the phone and blah blah blah. Like, but I feel like she's just hurting. You know what I mean? Like, it was just probably just a natural reaction for her. And plus, she's famous and probably don't give a fuck. Like, her thoughts are always being seen. But
so you think she's leveraging to embarrass him, like publicly?
nah, it's just like a statement. It's just more of the same. Like, people are kind of unreliable sometimes. People are unloyal. It's unfortunate. I mean, like, she had a kid with this guy. Like, maybe she didn't see the signs early on, but yeah, like, I don't think it's too much at all. I think it's just her venting, just like her thoughts. It is what it is. If any like
thoughts and not her being famous, nothing to do with that.
She can do what you want. Like, I ain't tripping. Like we are gonna have our opinions about it.
Tripping, but do you feel like this is appropriate for her to share? Is it ever too much, or what is your boundaries?
I feel like it was too much because it's her family life and she can deal with that, you know, behind the scenes. But people who are celebrities, I feel like they don't know how to not put that out there. So I feel like it was too much.
But people do it on an everyday basis who are not celebrities. I could see this post from a baby mama I know from high school.
Exactly. We all fucking do it. Like, but not like all the time. But I feel like it was too much overall just because it was a family issue. I feel like she could have like said something on the surface or like maybe like a subtweetish, like a.
So the 12 women, was that maybe too much, or what part
that
of
was yeah, like she was definitely very specific, trying to like take shots, very mad. So she used some words as ammo, but like I get it. She's venting, she's tripping out about unfaithful ass niggas, so I get it.
So they saying over here she need to get back with Kanye. Who's gonna chime in on this?
No, he does. No, she do not. Stop that.
I feel like famous people just like. Wait, who's talking? Oh,
we'll go ahead, Jocelyn and then Tam.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like famous people, unfortunately, they don't necessarily have to share, but there's literally gonna be so much like rumors and speculations, like a couple weeks, like months from now, that like for them, it's almost kind of like the Chrissy Teigen situation where like she just completely put everything out like on the forefront, like quickly, and because people are going to talk shit no matter what. Like they're always going to have something negative to say about like their relationships or whatever. Personally, I wouldn't share that much. You know, I never do. Like I just keep my life.
I would be embarrassed. For me, it's like, forget embarrassing the other person, but would we not, like 12 people? It's like maybe one or you're cheating, but like that's so embarrassing, especially if I was Amber Rose.
There's so many women, and then it's so messy. Like I'm sitting here thinking, like, okay, what are you gaining from telling the world this? Like, for one, are you like, what are you trying to gain for this? Like, I feel like she just said too much. I feel like we do say too much online. We let people into our lives, and it's just like, then you have those certain people. We move on from a situation, but people gonna always remember that you posted this, and they gonna have beef and things like that. So either way, with her putting this out there, she want people to be on her side, but then they gonna also look like, bitch, you just let this man cheat on you with 12 women. The fuck you stand for? Like that? Now you look like a goofy. Like, cause like what you stand after 12 women?
It's like we're not noticing 12. He had a whole match. Well, he had some like he had more than it's 6 on the team. He had 2 teams.
He had a whole damn
hockey team.
Yeah.
I always wonder like how famous people, like, you know, their schedules are so busy and stuff like that. Who was the guy? I didn't catch that.
I don't even know his name, but it was just
Okay.
It was just.
So it's like, how do you like, you know, how do you
I'm gonna pull it and then go ahead.
Yeah, like how do you pick apart like if they're actually cheating or if they're really busy, you know, especially once you reach that level of like busy and stuff like that. Obviously, you know, I don't know, like I get dreams and like I always like can kind of like feel when the energy's off. But
Intuition.
also,
You can tell. It's like we had to tell something for 12 people. Like 12 different energies.
How do you not know? You know, like especially if they're not coming home at night or what it is.
So this is him right here, Alexander Edwards. T, let's talk about this. How much is too much? You've said, and I see you say on Facebook, you don't even, the fights is too much for you now. You're not even with all that ratchetness. So let's talk about it. How much is too much?
Everything is too much for me. This was too much for me. But I hear a lot of what other people are saying, like when you're hurt, everybody's inevitably done this. But the last time some people did this was when they were like sophomores in high school. Like, but everybody's, you know, you're hurt. You want other people to know that's this was a bad person. This person did me wrong for those reasons. But at a certain point, it's like, keep that off social media. I feel like when you have children, which I don't have children, but I think that's even a better reason to keep it off social media. And then like, you know, trying to have me and you on social media, like in particular, people you're talking about, you know, maybe someone from high school. I see these statuses all the time, just like you. And these people get right back together. So that's what I'm thinking. Don't let me see you back with this man. Don't let me see you back posting him, y'all on a vacation. Nothing, because you've already put it all out there. And then don't expect people to accept that relationship again, like him again. None of that. It's the same thing about, you know, keep your family even at a distance. They don't need to know all the bad stuff, because once you dislike somebody, I don't gotta like them again, even if you do.
It's human nature. Inevitably, you're not going to like someone who wronged your friend or made them feel some type of way. It's like you're not going to go and tell your parents every time this, that, and the third happens because you just want to have a peaceful dinner. So it's like the whole world is going to know now and look at her. And it is the man's fault, but I feel like it will point the finger at Amber Rose as being cheated on, silly. Like, it's just not a good look for the young lady. It's not equal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chris. Fit. Let's talk about it. So let's just say this. Your lady say she hop on the internet talking about, I don't know, he was working out for too long and he didn't come back, and I don't believe him. We won't put you with 12 women. We won't put you with 12 hoes. We'll say you've been working out for too long and she make a post. How much is too much?
I mean, well, that already is too much. But I have like I've gathered this like little simple formula for me. Too happy is too much, and then like too sad is too much. Like if you can find that middle ground where nobody really kind of cares, where it's almost kind of irrelevant, that's straight. Because if you're too happy, people gonna hate on that, and they're gonna be jealous. And if it's like if you're too sad, if you're too down, if it's too depressing, like people gonna feed off that because they want to see you down. And then on top of that, there's people that do care about you, that love you. They gonna have their opinions on that. And they're going to want to take action.
That's very true. It's like a 3-way layer. Break that down again, because you're like, it's the people, if you're happy, what you say, if you're happy, what's going to happen?
If you're happy, you're going to have haters. Like people going to envy that. Fair. And they're going to hate on that. And they're going to try to tear it apart too. The second one is like when things are like too bad, like people gonna feed on that. Like, oh damn, they in a bad spot.
They doing that.
I've been waiting for this. And then it's like that also comes in with like the people that really love you and care about you.
And then they're gonna be, what's going
action.
on? You okay? What's up?
Yeah. And then it's like, especially if it's a situation like this, like it's when relationships come in, if you got people that love you and really care about you, they want to get active with that, because that's not cool. Like, that is not cool. Like 12 people, like that's tough. But if you can find that middle ground where it's almost irrelevant, like y'all, like just I can't even tell you what the irrelevant little shit is, but it's just like, I don't know, like you at Six Flags or something, like some shit like that. Like, who really cares? But y'all there, like, and that's it. Like, no one really cares. Like, that's my personal opinion.
So what is your personal boundary for social media? Because for me, I know that not even any, I can confidently say any more. The most I put on a Snap story, like, you know, niggas got me fucked up at the most, but like never on my main socials. I don't do that anymore. So I will say that I don't post any negative. They do say social media is always for positive, so don't let that misconstrue your life. Like, everyone's going through it. But I will say that I do use it to really only show more positive things in personal life, and obviously I influence. So, Livy, how you feeling about this? How much is too much? I know you share on social media, so let's talk about it.
I think I'm working on my sharing.
So do you think you should overshare?
I do on my Twitter, and I have it private. But like,
Twitter's okay. Twitter's okay.
I'm not gonna lie, but there is, like, I think in a situation like this, when you're in a relationship, whether or not somebody cheated, depending, it actually, I don't know how to talk. It doesn't matter what the situation is. If you air it out on social media, I mean, it just is embarrassing, and it's not good for either party. With that being said, 12 people, like, how are you gonna let that go under the radar is my question.
I feel like
I feel bad that like that happened, but like, I don't know, 12 people.
So you're saying that it is some type of like inevitably responsibility she still has to play? Because I feel like this, it's like, okay, you know, 1 get past 2, 3, or even 6, but it's like 12. It's like, I feel like she was probably holding on for the last 6.
Yeah. So like, I understand like her anger and like why she aired it out online. I think that she did a good job of not naming anybody. I think that was a good thing, because that obviously would have been even worse for everybody involved. But I think that maybe, I don't know, it's kind of, I'm kind of torn, I would say. Like, I kind of understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, I think it was a little bit much.
So what part of you feels that it would be appropriate, or what is the feeling, or what is the thought process? Because people do this all the time. What makes you say that, hey, it's okay if she did?
I don't know. I think it's just the situation and like her emotions.
Deserving. He deserved to be embarrassed.
You know, maybe he really embarrassed her. Like, we don't know how she found out about it. We don't know, all the details about it. All we know is that she knows now, and that she's really fucking pissed off about it, which I would be too. I'd be really fucking angry if my man was like cheating on me with 12 different people. First of all, you're coming into our bed at night too after that. Like, that's disgusting. So, I mean, I do empathize with her emotions. I will say.
Okay. So it feels like it could be like a knee jerk. What I'm getting from the vibe is it could be a knee jerk reaction, but also it's like, you gonna embarrass me or humiliate me, then maybe she felt like in a moment that was what needed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Any rebuttals with that? We gonna get on to the next topic.
Tam said something super interesting though. It's like,
where are we at? Who said that?
6.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, you said. I'm like, who me? Go ahead.
But Tam says something super interesting. She like, and I'm not calling Amber a goofy or anything like that, but like posting that can give off that vibe, because it's like that's almost what you're going to attract to, because like it's other people who think like that guy did, it attracts them because it's like, oh, that happened to her before. Like, man, let me try. They'll probably try to do that again. And it's like, you really don't. I get it, because like she was pissed, she was angry, but it's like, dang, the whole world knows that happened to you. Like, you don't want everybody to know that. So it's like, I know you pissed, I know you angry, but if there's anybody like out there watching, like, try to think of the bigger picture and get back. And like, it's all about presentation. Like, you ain't got to give them the whole scenario, but you can say this person is a cheater, this person is a lying, dirty cheater, but you ain't got to give them all the details. Like, people get cheated on. I'm not saying it's a good thing. It happens to people.
So you're saying a little bit more tastefully, but you can still kind of do that maybe without the specifics that would maybe embarrass you.
I don't even think it was distasteful, but it's like, you don't want to air out your dirty laundry so everybody knows. Because it's like, I get why she wanted to like say it, because it's like, he's a cheater, like, and he did her dirty, and she wants people to know that. But it's like, don't give them all the details, because then that's just ammo for other people.
So for other people who think that Amber Rose is a hoe, who think that she this, that, and the third, and on top of that, it's Amber Rose saying it too. So not a random woman. But all right. It was interesting to me that he was trying to get off on Amber Rose like that, because I was like, this was definitely like way too much. Like, all right, so we're going to go ahead and get into our next topic of the night. If you are still here, I am happy to have you. Again, you're tuning into the Nightcap Crew. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are still here. Hit that thumbs up and show us some love.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot a brain, your friend.
All righty. So today, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get into our next topic, which is PJ Washington and Brittany Renner. Now, this has been scallywagging all over the urban social medias, on Twitter, Facebook. Also, he's an athlete, but it was a wonderful YouTuber who gave us a really nice breakdown about an IG model who got with a younger basketball player, newly recruited to the team, to the Hornets, and she ended up taxing him about $200,000 a month on child support. Now, I see some faces, I see some heads moving. I'm going to let this guy go ahead and explain it to us in the audience, because I know that I can get a little choppy with my explanations. Let's get into it. Aside from this guy, shout out to this guy.
Back at you with another topic. Today I was on Twitter, doing my usual. Twitter's the funnest website, so on and so forth. And it looks like another, I don't know if I want to call him a simp because he's too young for that. So this should be his simp stage. Like, PJ Washington is 19. Like, at 19, I was a simp too. I seen a tweet today that reactivated everything, and he said something about it cap. Now, we all know if it came out that he's paying $200,000 a month, which I think that's blasphemous on a rookie contract because it's not an extended rookie contract, that there's actually zero cap. He's 22. PJ Washington. So he's 22. But the story is saying that I guess like she met him when he was like 17 or some shit like that. But let's think about it. Let's put this into perspective. I don't want to be biased here and just come out and say Brittany Renner's a complete thought, because we already know how she used to get down. When you're 17 years old and you meet a woman that looks like Brittany Renner, what the hell do you expect? Clearly, you're going to fall for something like this. Like, she's probably one of the hottest. I'm pretty sure that's the hottest chick he's ever banged. Even though he's in the NBA, I'm going to tell you, there's not too many women walking around looking like Brittany Renner. She got ass. She got titties. She's sexy. But she practiced promiscuity. I wouldn't fall for it. But if I was a 17-year-old, 18-year-old guy, 19-year-old guy, 20-year-old guy, 21-year-old guy, 22-year-old guy, yeah, I fall for it. So, I mean, I can't really blame the guy for a learning experience. It just... and Twitter's clowning him. Twitter clowns PJ Washington over alleged $200K child support. Like, what do you expect? As men, this is how we become savages. This is how we get our minds sharpened, by getting fucked over. So why they're clowning, I don't know, because I guess they figure he's supposed to know better. But I guess it's saying PJ Washington looks like, from what this article is saying, that the power forward in the NBA Charlotte Hornets has been reported to pay his ex, Brittany Renner, 200 racks a month. Now, we already know that 200 racks a month is going to be spent on designer, fresh new Instagram booty pics, and everything. Why a woman would need $200,000 for a month in child support is absurd. But what we always got to realize, the more successful you are, the more a woman's going to get out of you. I don't care what kind of judge, what kind of lawyers you got.
All right, our good brother, shout out to him, broke it down for us the best that he could. I was on mute, but I have the Brittany Renner book. I didn't get to it yet. I got the Brittany Renner book and the Mariah Carey book on my desk. I'm waiting to read it. But Brittany Renner is an OG Instagram girl. She's an OG hoe. She does this. She's the girl that 5 years ago with the Lyra Galores. Think about the old school. Like, she was just out of the era of the girls still getting on the magazine showing their booties. Like, this is that era. She was at his games when he was 18 wearing his jerseys. She's been grooming him for a hot minute. They've been together for 2 years now. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some pictures for you guys. But I'm going to leave the floor open for opinions. Because right now the young man is paying $200,000. But I feel like he should have known. And who didn't tell him? He comes from a family of two, both parent household. I will pull that up for proof. But he was an athlete. And he's still 19, 20. So we know how modern athletes was. This isn't even LeBron's era. He knew what was up. Let's get into it. Who got something for us?
I mean, it's Brittany Renner. Like, I'm not saying like he should know,
let's
but
talk
it's
about
like,
because I feel like it's hard. She's fine.
It is. Like, do you see her? Like, he's 17. Like 17. I don't know when it
But
started.
why
but
would
like,
a 29-year-old woman want a 17-year-old?
That is like
trust me, I
like,
know.
that
But
she literally that's a pedophile.
that part.
Like,
You
she is a whole
said she groomed
pedophile.
him.
Like,
that's
Let Chris finish.
That's
Let
that R.
Chris
Kelly activity. But no, they on point. Like, that's that R. Kelly activity. Like, she targeted this young man. And yeah, he should know better. Logically, he should know better, but like, she keeps company with Tiana Trump, if I'm not mistaken.
So also
Yeah.
Tiana
Like,
Trump, who is a renowned porn actress. Everybody know who Tiana Trump is. Let's not come on now. Her and Brittany Renner are best buddies. Tiana Trump is also messing with LaMelo Ball, who is also the new age ball players. So they know what they're doing.
he need to take notes because
But LaMelo's been kicking it with Tiana as well.
I heard LaMelo been like renting his car out to women, and like they like
What?
pay him for it. Basically,
You said LaMelo's doing what?
he's been renting his cars out to like women, and they've been paying him for it to drive and like flex and shit in their Instagrams and.
Oh, so
like,
you saying he hustling these hoes? I feel like his
smart
daddy.
man.
I feel like Mr. Ball. His daddy is like, no son.
They're all double foot.
But they have a whole a franchise of, they're trying to start a dynasty of basketball. But we're gonna get back on PJ. 7 years younger. Was she grooming him?
yes,
Let's talk about it.
she groomed the hell out of that boy. Like, y'all keep talking about he should have known, but we have to kind of normalize that.
Let's look at this right here, Tam. Look at this. Praying on PJ when he was 18, playing in Kentucky. She was 26, about to be 27.
Yeah, like she definitely was. We have
A college game?
Yeah, we have to normalize that women can be pedophiles too, because we only hear about men touching little girls, but it's the same, and you just don't hear more about it. And she knew what she was doing. She seen that boy. She seen how good he played. She seen money. She said, if I can get to him, show him the life, groom him into what I want him to be, and then on top of that, you're older. So she was like, I can trap him in one way by getting pregnant. And that's what she did. She had a plan. She got that boy. She groomed him. And now $200K for what? That she definitely needs to go to jail. Like, that shit's sick. Like, it's sick. This story is sick. And you can't say that he should have known because he's a young man. Of course, they think sometimes with their penis more, but no, he shouldn't have known. She groomed him to what he is today. Literally raised that boy. And now she's raising his son. She's raising both their asses. Like that's some sick shit. I have to say she needs to be in jail because that shit was sick.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's financially based. It's financially like that. That's what like men are disgusting in the aspect of like they are trying to take sexual advantage of other people, and it's very fucked up. And we know sex trafficking, other like fucked up shit. And you have women with like looks that are also using sexual advantages, and but like it ends on a financial gain. So it's a whole different world, and it's this, but like it's still a different degree of that type of like that weird pedophilia shit. You know what I mean? And it's like he should have just fucking hit, quit, and left. Like I mean,
so you're saying so, but is pedophilia if she was gold digging? Is that?
I mean, like that's a fucking conversation for a higher mind because I'm not educated in even like to like
it's
even
both. It's literally both.
To me, like it's weird because of the age gap. The age gap is like 18.
She could get a ball player. Obviously, she's had plenty who are of age.
She could have got any one of these people but you literally seen this little boy and seen what he a fucking gold mine and you took advantage of that.
Yep.
He's still technically a teenager, even though he's like a legal adult.
So
He's
my thing
18.
is like mama, daddy, like we just gonna really say Brittany, like he just couldn't let the best get the best of him. Like look at her. Like it's just like, is this? I feel like this would be expected.
I don't know, man. Some guys just want to hit and get out of here, but her intentions, her psychological warfare could have been way different. It could have been like super pressure from the gate. Like she could have like planned this from the gate. Like you guys are saying, like I don't know if she's like a demon or like a just got lucky.
We don't know what she's been saying to him behind closed doors either.
Exactly.
So she could have been using some type of words, saying things that made him stay. You don't know what their conversations was like, behind closed doors.
Manipulative, sex demon. T. Let's talk about it. Now, I'm under the impression that either way, he got to pay to play, correct? Like, isn't your child support going to be based upon your income?
Yeah.
Definitely based upon income. But something that is not, and I would like to be corrected because I remember seeing her, like you said, the whole like really beginning of Instagram models, but everybody's making it sound as if before 2 years ago, was she not someone who would get on social media and literally like say, like, this is what I do, this is how I get money, like I sleep around, encouraging women to do the same thing. So you should know. You should know that. People in your circle, who's in your circle that's not looking out for you?
I'm like, where
that haven't raised this red flag. Like it's different when you're this like mesmerizing, sexual, whatever type of person. But then when you add the fact that that's how she's marketed and grown to be who she is. She said this before him, that this is who she is. So you could find many Instagram models. The man has enough money to go do whatever he wants to do with anybody.
So it's the manipulating on top of it, because he can find a fine girl with boobs, but like he can find a fine girl. I know she's very pretty, like she's very attractive, like naturally, okay? But I feel like I'm not completely sold, T, that just nobody told him nothing. As many players to mess with hoes. It's the lifestyle of NBA. It's damn near like the rap lifestyle. They live the same shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, he could find someone as fine as her, who wasn't also a psychopath plotting on him. She's absolutely sick. If I were to become a family attorney, I would gladly help him get custody of this child. 100% full out rights. Like, I'm scared about her raising the baby. That's my biggest concern.
Yeah.
She about to mess that little boy's head up. That I pray for that little boy, because I don't know what's coming to him with that type of mother.
I mean, there's no say that he didn't know what he was doing and wanted some type of clout from it, knew that what her name held, and knew,
yes, being an athlete, he knows.
Right. Like, so, I mean, like there could be a a step of that. Like he, did know what he was doing a little bit. He wanted, some clout, and then it turned into something worse and more. Like he didn't mind that she was basically a cougar. Like, I don't know.
They're into it. It's a fetish. Not even a fetish. Like, it's just, like guys like older women. And it wasn't like Brittany Renner didn't have the money either, because we know she got changed too. Yeah. So it's like, really, what is obviously the longevity of the check. I get it, but I don't know. She also went off the grid for like a year, being pregnant, dating him. So it wasn't like she was flexing that much. I don't know if that makes a difference, but okay.
The more I hear about this was like super methodical. I didn't even realize she had like went to his games like in college. Like this is she like it really sounds like she targeted him. Like
it sounds really planned out from like kind of bros.
And then it's like just I don't know, like when men and women are alone and together, like you never know the conversations between just them. Like she probably like, and then she's older too. It's like she probably made him feel comfortable and like secure. Like
she got him good. I'm saying I know she sauced him up good. I know she got him real good. I'm gonna share my screen with y'all for the actual video that T was talking about. And I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen this video, but it's when she exposes athletes for not using protection.
Model blasts the athletes she slept with. Hey there, welcome to The Bumble here in Los Angeles. I'm Crystal Rich. Make sure you click the subscribe button below to join our notification squad and stay up to date on the latest sports news. And you can follow me on social media at Crystal Rich. Remember that old saying, like a lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets? Well, thanks to Instagram, those days are mostly over for some women. If 5 entertainers and 8, quote, regular dudes.
You don't why in like 2018 that's any of your fucking business or why it matters. But 24, 11 athletes. Woo! 5 entertainers. Woo! 8 regular guys. Woo! I've only fucked 3 regular guys since I've been Instagram famous.
She didn't provide any receipts or names, but listen to her rant.
It's the worst people to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb.
Did you hear that evil laugh after? Girl, judgment-free zone, but we don't like when guys kiss and tell, so keep some things private. Nonetheless, you had raw, unprotected sex with how many athletes? Health-wise, not a good look. Also, the entire world does not need to know that you had...
Confirmed. Demon job.
The whole world does not need to know.
Demon job.
So has she done this before? Like this, she didn't have any other kids, right?
No kids.
Yeah, nah. This is really sick. Like she had a plan.
I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke niggas.
Okay.
Bro, she's wild, bro. Get her out of here.
Throw her away. Throw the towel in. Give up. All right.
Not even. It is what it is.
So, but not surprising.
I do feel sorry for the kid because that's terrible.
Happy PJ and the kids.
Shout out to PJ and the kids. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and switch it up. We're going to go ahead and get out of dating, lifestyle, athletes, money, all that stuff.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot to burn your friend.
We're going to go ahead and talk about right now, you guys, Lizzo and the fat phobia coming from the backlash of her new video, Rumors, featuring Cardi B. Now, how many of us on the panel, it's fine if you have not, have seen the Rumors video with Cardi B? All right, so nobody has seen it. Has anybody seen clips? All right, anyway, it's Hercules themed. Lizzo is wearing I'll pull up some pictures. So Lizzo comes out with a new song called Rumors, and it's with Cardi B. Now, I'm not a big Lizzo listener, but I mean, I obviously watched the video because I had to talk about it, and it's Hercules themed. So you guys know how Hercules, those who've seen Hercules, those who maybe have not, Hercules has the theme of when he has like the 4, full-figured, heavier set black women who play the goddesses and sing with no chance, no way, I won't say it. Those girls. So that was the theme of the video. Instagram and Facebook ended up now implementing new rules where they started taking down troll accounts of telling Lizzo to hurt herself, delete herself off the internet, kill herself, calling her overweight, to the point where she had to go and do a good old Good Morning America interview in 24 hours and talk about the fat phobia and all the things that she's experiencing. Now that this became such a big thing, my opinion on Lizzo and what she stands for has changed a little bit, but I still stick by no one truly wants to be overweight. We can be an advocate. We can love ourselves. And I've been a lot heavier before, and I loved myself, and I still pulled some in. But Lizzo is still a prime example of someone who did turn vegan, not to necessarily lose weight for health restrictions, but she still tries to diet, work out, exercise, and utilize her resources to lose weight. So it's not like she's just staying there. We actively see her working out. So it's clearly she's unhappy and it does bother her. Also, Lizzo has not always been a full-figured woman her whole life. She's been a little bit heavier on the curvier side, but she has not always been obese, obviously, as people would say. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull my screen to give you guys a little bit of the excerpts. It says, Lizzo tearfully calls out fat phobic and racist hate comments out of the Rumors release. Lizzo released song Rumors with Cardi B on Friday, 10 million times. 3-time Grammy winner. It's fat phobic, racist, and hurtful, Lizzo said, that I won't accept as y'all doing this to Black women over and over. Lizzo added that she focuses on spreading positivity through her platforms, and the world doesn't love me back. So we all know pretty much what Lizzo looks like. We know what she stands for. My question is Lizzo a role model? And to what extent? She has a lot of backlash with the fat phobia, a lot of things she's standing for, and she represents majority of women. Let's just keep it real. A lot of Americans are not. It don't look like Instagram when you go down the street. We know. Is Lizzo a role model? Let's talk about it.
I think so. I look up to her personally. Like she talks a lot about like body positivity and being like preaches on like being yourself and like being kind to others and also being, you know, being healthy and being active even if you are a bigger person, because I think the stigma with us bigger girls is that we're not active, we're just lazy and fat, and that's really not true for all of us. I'm active. I have a hard time losing weight because of my own personal health problems that I don't ever talk about, and that's nobody's business. And I think at the end of the day, she was right to speak out about the fat phobia, because we're looked at and demonized as these slugs, sloths, disgusting. Like, I've been called so many names in the book. It's ridiculous. Like, it's like, you don't know. It's like people, it's like, you don't think I know that I'm fat? Like, I know. It's like, I've learned to accept that, yes, my weight fluctuates and for my own health reasons. And that I can help it to an extent. And I've been learning personally, like, how to eat better and how to, you know, maintain, you know, certain things in my health journey.
So it's people that says this. Now I know that's true. And I had a friend in college who severely gained a lot of weight through the health issues. And it's a lot of things that women deal with that causes that. But you will have people, and this is devil advocate, who'll be like, it's still ways that you can lose weight. It's still other things. It's still not healthy. And this is still a small percentage of people. What do you say to those people who are like, it's still a way. This is still a small percentage. This is still not positive. And she's still trying to lose weight? Because that's a lot of the comments on Twitter.
I think that if she wants to lose weight, she can. I don't think it should matter to anybody else but her, because it's her body. I think that if she wants to stay the weight that she is, that's her choice. She is healthy. She's a vegan. You know, people are like, oh, you can't be fat and a vegan. She's a vegan, and she's been a vegan for a long time, and she exercises with a trainer. Like, I don't know how often, but quite often.
So is this a role model for children? Now, is this but would this not be showing kids that, okay, fine, if we suffer from what we suffer from, will we not want more, or for the younger generation of health? You know, Michelle Obama took the cheese sticks and all the favorite stuff I used to eat in high school out of there. They put Diet Pop and baked chips. So it's still a lot that we've been experiencing, even from when I was eating in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. But would you say it is still, I feel like it is, I'm torn. I feel like it is, but I feel like also it can be a cop-out that this is just okay, and it is some people that can help it as well, for the people that are able.
I mean, I think if that one's kind of hard, I think that
the next generation, thinking forward, like, would we prefer our kids to watch someone like Lizzo? Obviously, she's overweight, so she's not like necessarily full figure or curvy or, you know, just athletic or normal. You know, she is obviously a little bit heavier. Would it not be a preference to have someone who was a bit smaller, or someone who would be considered more in shape? And I'm putting quotations because it's subjective, but the way that the world looks at things.
I think at this point in society and where we are with ourselves as people, I think she is a role model. Like, I think that kids can look up to her, because there are, you know, kids that are overweight out there for whatever.
She looks more like majority of people, I will say, though, because that's true.
Yeah, like there are a lot of people who are overweight. Like, the majority of America is overweight, and like that's a lot of it is our fault, but a lot of it isn't, and a lot of it is whatever your own personal reasons are. Like, there are a lot of underlying health issues that you can have that can cause you to gain weight. Birth control can make you gain weight. There are a lot of things that can get you to where you are, and I think at the end of the day, it's all about, are you doing what's good for your body? You know, that's what I'm trying to preach to myself now is, okay, instead of, you know, having a binge episode on a bag of chips, let's just go have some like little cheese crisps and some healthy things, some grapes, some watermelon, like things that are good for you, that's going to nourish your body.
So still breaking those bad habits as well.
Yes.
So it's hard. It's two-sided. Chris, I'm interested to hear from you. You're in the fitness industry. You went to school for it. You learned it. What are your opinions on Lizzo?
Lizzo. Well, first of all, I want to answer the role model question.
Go ahead, whichever you like.
I want to say we got to stop looking at entertainers, I think, as role models. And so I have to say no to that, but not because she's overweight. That's not the reason she's not a role model at all. Because you can see what happens with entertainers. Like, look what happened with the baby. He was probably he's probably millions of people's role models. But you can see how quickly that can change. So I think we have to stop looking at entertainers to be role models, because like, just like that, the public image can change or whatever. But like any type of hate, I'm not for it. Like, them fat shaming her is terrible. There's another celebrity that goes through it, like Coily Ray. Now, granted, people might not like her music. Her music may not be always great.
But her for being skinny.
Yeah, and this is wild. It's crazy. It's like, why can't people just be comfortable in their own skin? They talk about her like a dog.
Yeah, that's true.
They do. Like, why can't people just be comfortable in their own skin? Like, they're doing their thing. They making their money. They're living their lives. There should be no reason for people to just spew hate at them. And then on top of that, she's like, Lizzo, she's her character, her energy is fun. Like, I've seen some videos on Twitter and just Instagram of her just doing shit, even commercials. Like, she seems so fun to be around. She has such good energy. She seems like such a fun spirit. And for people to like,
so they picking up the wrong person.
Yeah, like, she don't deserve that. Nobody deserves that. But like, she seems like such a genuine person, like a genuine spirit, and that's rare. Like, she doing her like that. Even that art, like in that video, that's creative. That is super creative. If people to find something to hate on that,
I liked it. I really liked it.
Watch it after this.
It's cute. It's really cute. Obviously, I can't play it because we'll get demonetized, but it's really cute. I like the video. Now, let's speak upon the children. You're an educator. Is this a positive thing for children to look at, you know, bodies? It's hard when we're growing up. It's more of an emphasis now than it was when we were growing up. How you feel about that aspect?
What I think about that is, like, it's going to be relatable to people. Like, it's going to be relatable to some group of kids. It's going to be relatable to somebody because they can see somebody that looks like them doing something good, making something good of their lives, like being positive. Because at the end of the day, she does do, like, she makes positive content. She seems happy like every time I've seen her. And then for someone that looks like her or has a similar body image or same color, same sex, whatever, that's going to be good for them to see it, because it's like, oh, I can do that. If I want to do that, I can do that because someone else has done it. So all I got to do is lock in and do it myself. So that's what I think on that. Like, yeah, people are mean. People are terrible.
So it was a little bit overkill. It seems as if she's trying. It seems like, she's trying to really to make it work. So we're gonna keep it at that. T, how you feeling about this?
Something I think that's really important in this conversation that people have to keep in mind is, like, even bringing up coy. Like, there are so many types of people, and that just runs on all spectrums. But, like, it's without a doubt that, like, overweight, like, all of that, those narratives related to Lizzo, like, that bottom tier, like, the most disrespect goes to those people. It's the same thing, like, when we look in our own community. Like, no one could tell me that a dark-skinned woman's experience is probably, is not worse than a light-skinned woman, even if light-skinned women get comments about, being
still
yellow or, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, like, there are comparative things here, but our society hates certain things more than the other end of the spectrum, for sure. And people have to keep that in mind. And as I'm listening to people talk about, like, the actual health of people, I'm thinking of tons of petite women in the industry who you never see them in the gym. That's not what they're posting on their story. They eat like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We glorize the use of drugs.
The fast
glorize
the drugs, the lifestyle.
Drinking liquor, being high, X, Y, and Z. But for some reason, all these people behind their screens, when it comes to this woman who's not engaging in all that other toxic bullshit for her body, is getting dragged for her image strictly because of her weight. Like, that just makes absolutely no sense to me.
Jeez.
It hurts a lot.
All right. Who we didn't have time? Tam, let's hear from you.
Yeah,
I
was
can
just
make
thinking.
a quick comment real
Go ahead.
quick. I make $78 an hour. So when I take myself on a vacation, that's my money.
Go ahead, T.
But we can resume from that, though. I just have to put that out there.
Fact check him for a second. I had to pull it down. I said,
Right.
Tam, get them together, Tam. Go ahead. How are you feeling about this?
But I was just sitting and listening to, like, the whole thing, because it's just like, it, like, burns my gears, because I am a plus size woman, and, like, the fat, like, shaming, like, gets to me so much, because it's just like, it's so ridiculous. Like, you're not gonna like nobody if they too big. You're not gonna like this person because they too skinny or they body not proportionate. It's just sickening the way we look at body types, and it's just like, at the end of the day, you don't know, like, Lizzo's life, and you don't know, like, what the doctors are telling her. You don't know if she is as healthy. She's a big woman. Like, some people can't help it, and just to think that she couldn't be a role model is, for the upcoming generation, to me, is just whack, because it's just like, there are kids that are chubby. You see these chubby ass babies, you see them grow up and they are chubby. Like, seeing somebody who is first off a black
real
woman,
role model, right?
a black woman who is living her truth and don't give a fuck about what nobody has to say to her. To me, that is a role model, because that's what somebody I would want my daughter to grow up and be, and feel like, baby, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. You can be who you want to be. You can look how you want to look, because at the end of the day, you're beautiful to yourself. I think you're beautiful, and who gives a fuck if anybody don't think that? You're gonna walk with your head high. And to me, Lizzo is a goddess. I love that woman. Like, I have the hugest crush on Lizzo. Like, she's a bad bitch. Do you get what I'm saying?
But
And
it was a time, and it was a place, and it was a niche for her. It was no one like her.
Yeah.
That's obviously
Yeah.
she's talented. She's a good writer, but it's like, it still worked for what was needed. And also, I think role models is something that we always aspire to be like. But why not somebody that we can see ourselves in as well?
Yeah.
Or, or like, a role model be somebody who fit and shape. No one will never get abs. I'm one of those people. I'm like, I'll never be stick skinny. I will never be Coi Leray size, even if I did diet. It's like, it is things and different body changes for different people. So I acknowledge that, and I think that that's beautiful to say as well. Jocelyn, let's get into you.
I definitely majority agree like with everybody, because that, like, one of my main points is that she is a Black, like, bigger woman in the industry, and I think that's really important for younger kids. Like, I would prefer my child listening to her over, you know, no hate to Cardi, but like over Cardi's music. And Cardi has, you know, a slim, you know, perfect body to the media and stuff like that, the healthy body. But like T was saying, like, her lifestyle is unhealthy, you know, with the drinking and the drugs and this and that or whatever. Like, I would prefer my child looking up to somebody who is actively trying to eat healthier, go, like, you know, not necessarily go vegan, but vegan, and actually actively working out. And I feel like that's what actually makes her a role model, is the fact that she's actively doing it while spreading body positivity. And at, you know, let alone like a Black woman doing it, like, is so important for like our time and age right now. Like, there needs to be more of her, but there isn't. And I feel like she plays a very important part in like widening that image of like, you can be beautiful and big and healthy and still be working towards a, you know, a goal to make her happier. Obviously, it doesn't matter if she gets skinnier, if we're happier. Like, it matters like if she's actually happier, if she's healthier. I mean, at least that's how I look at it. And I don't know, I'm not like a huge fan of hers. Like, I don't listen to all her music, and I don't like actually follow her on Instagram or anything, but like, I do actually like her just from like her personality, her mindset, you know, like, she is living like her true self. And I think that's more important than any like what shape you are. I think if, you know, you're truly like a good person at heart. I don't know who else said it, like Q or Chris maybe, but like, she's genuinely, like, you can tell, like, a good person. Like, she is trying to spread positivity because of so much hate that like she's got. And I think that's like really sad. So I think she's definitely a role model.
All
and
right.
she's beautiful. So
I also think that like weight does not determine your drive and talent and, you know, just everything, like your
They
personality.
equate laziness to if you're overweight. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about that stigma.
Well, she wasn't.
Yeah, I don't like that
trying
stigma
to better
because there are
herself.
so many active people that are overweight. Like, there are so many, like I said, like so many different situations as to why people can be overweight. And so I think that the stigma of calling us lazy has got to stop. It's ridiculous. Like, come on, people.
I know, so, like T said, like, I know so many, like, my friends who are like petite and live like the most unhealthy lifestyle. They work in bars, they're drinking, they're always breezing, you know, the breezes, they always breeze, they eat like crap, they eat Taco Bell every single night. Like, they don't live a healthy lifestyle, and they're small just because of their mom and dad are small and their genetics, you know. And it's like, they're not a role model. They wouldn't be a role model if they were famous because of their lifestyle necessarily or their mindset. But I don't know. It's definitely society's problem that we need to help reshape, and I think she's doing just that. So,
all right, we're gonna go ahead and finish off with you, Q Swag.
Yeah, I just don't like people. Like, it is what it like. People just hate because they hate themselves. I always will say this. They don't really. They're not secure with their life, their lifestyle, their choices. They're unbalanced. Their spirit is tainted, and to live behind a screen and make fun of people in a higher position than you financially, and you know, like, it's kind of weird to me. So I don't know if she's a role model to whoever she like needs to be, but I just feel like she's a good human overall, and she represents it in a million ways. Like, she's doing her best, and I'm gonna represent for her forever because she's from Detroit and she's real as fuck. Like, if you know how she came up, if you know her struggles, Like, what the fuck? Why are we talking about weight? Like, shut up. Like, eat a fucking carrot.
That is a good point. Lizzo is from Detroit, and she did bring all the nurses at Henry Ford Hospital in the hood lunch and brought them food for the day during COVID. So she does like positive like things.
She's divine.
She is originally from Michigan. Yeah, I think she grew up in like Texas or something. I don't know. Maybe Houston. But yeah, so Lizzo does a lot of good things. And I think that these points that everyone raised today are really good points of just looking beyond just, you know, your heavy set. It's a lot of other elements. And let's be real. I watched this thing about this girl who got a BBL. And let me tell you, that pain she was in, it just seemed like something I would never want to go through, you know, and people get that done to their whole bodies because they're so unhappy. So, you know, I think that it says a lot for Lizzo to not, you know, in some ways take the painful and the easier way out, and being natural. I'm sure it's extremely hard. I'm sure every day she thinks about, you know, the options that she has, or people telling her, offering it to her for free. Hell, I'm sure people are dying to give Lizzo these cosmetic surgeries. So I will say that it is a lot that she has to deal with. And definitely you guys check out the video and her Good Morning America interview. It was very sad. People brought her to tears. And then she up here dancing up next to Cardi B. Oh, Cardi B. Y'all know I'm a Nicki fan for life. But anyway, all right. We're going to go ahead and get into our final topic of the night. We're going to go ahead and take it to the O. Just got some top from this stripper bitch. She from Kankakee. Just got it. Now, this is still very touchy for me. Huge King Von fan. That was my man. Let me tell you, love King Von. This is very hard. For those who do not know, King Von is a former rapper. He's deceased now, from Chicago, O Block. He was signed with Lil Durk, ran with that crew. He has a mural on Old Block in Chicago. And this article is reading, authorities have reportedly approached the artists responsible for the mural and said they want it removed. Meanwhile, there are tons compared Confederate statues and racist propaganda perched in many cities. This is specifically in Chicago. So this lady right here, Delilah First, she brought awareness to this at first, saying that she's a part of basically this thing called the Mural Movement Organization. And Chris Devins is responsible for the mural of O Block. Fans take pictures there, but the Delilah lady is the one that brought this to the forefront. So I'm going to unshare really quick so I can share my screen so you guys can give this a listen. All right. Let me go back.
Take out that King Von mural. And I'm going to tell y'all why it really actually bothers me. So if you guys know my story or know the mural movement and how we got started, y'all know how important it is to do specific things like art in specific areas, especially Black and brown communities. So that's how the mural movement started. We're all about representation, beautifying communities in need, especially underserved communities that don't have art or murals. You know, that's what we go for. So when we go into areas in which people don't normally want to go to or do art in, and we go there and we work really hard to put it there, and then we see the response of the community. Like, everybody loves the mural. If you look up on the internet, everybody's loving it. I haven't heard nothing have to take down.
So they got the change.org here. They're really trying to get it taken down. Obviously, let's keep it real. King Von has a couple bodies on him. Obviously, he was a killer for real. He did live that lifestyle. He was a gangster. So people don't feel that this is, you know, people get complaints or they don't feel that it's positive. But I feel like in most statues and like statues of men, old school men from back in the day, like they were all kind of trash. So I get that this isn't like a Nipsey Hussle type of homage. Like he didn't do, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for Von. I don't know what he did. He did do a lot. I know he hadn't been out for that long, you know, to have like that Nipsey legacy. But they disrespected Nipsey's in Cali. They want to take Von's. Should his mural be taken down with his crime, the things that he stands for? Obviously, he was a rapper. Maybe not the best for the community, people will say. I listen to the music. I know all those things. Let's talk about it. Chris, let's get into you. You from the Shy.
I was so hoping you was gonna start with me.
Go ahead, player.
First, I want to say R.I.P. to King Von. Like he had really put it together, like the formula. Like his last album, Welcome to O Block, like every song he was telling the story. So I just wanted to kind of point that out. Like he had finally put his formula together because you could just kind of see the progression in his music. And I think he was really going to take it far with that. But I don't think they should take it down because it's just hypocrisy to me. Like, do you know how much Chicago profits off Al Capone? He was one of the biggest gangsters ever. Like the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. If people go look at that, he called that. Like, so I think I'm just sick of the hypocrisy. You can't pick and choose when you want to do these things. Like, no. Like, have some consistency, because every other block you go, it's an Al Capone this, Al Capone that, especially downtown. So I don't think
they glamorize Al Capone is what you're saying. You're not gonna have no King Von Avenue.
Yeah, exactly. Like everywhere from the north, south, west, east side, Al Capone. Yes, and he operated on all sides of the town, on all sides of the city too. So yes, they glorify him. So they should definitely leave this up for King Von.
So this just came out. They said Chicago police revealed the reason why they want Von's mural removed is due to his connection again with the Black Disciples.
And that's hypocrisy. That's hypocrisy.
Let's get into it. Tam. Goddamn, Tam, where you at?
My bad. I couldn't get the mic button to hit, but
goddamn.
I mean, I agree with Chris. Like, I don't see why it should be taken down. I mean, like, and it's right across from O Block. Like, he put O Block kind of on the map even more, and that's his hood. So I don't see what the problem is. You know, I am from the South Side. You know, I'm on the opposite side of the BD. You know, BD's on,
but still, okay,
on the other side.
We're not gonna get into logisticals, but come on.
You know, but I mean, like I said, I don't see why, you know, it's a problem that is up there.
So you don't think this is glorifying gangster life? I'm gonna be, you know.
What is a mural gonna do while glorifying gangster life when we hear raps about it? Like, it's just saying, like, we should stop listening to rap music that talk about killing people every day. Like, it's out there. People not gonna stop making that music, and people not gonna stop listening to it. So a mural's not gonna keep glorifying when the music is the lyrics and the music too.
All right. So they trying no top from a stripper bitch. She from Kankakee. They said to keep it up. Keep it up. T, how are we feeling about this? Is this good for the community? What about the children?
Look,
past taking pictures.
So I have a devil's advocate approach to this.
Okay.
Even though I agree with what everybody has said, as I was first reading it when you shared it with me a couple hours before this, because I wasn't familiar with this story, I'm thinking of conversations that I've been having in like some of my classroom settings. And my one thing that I would want to know what people feel if the response was based on the fact that, unlike, you know, statutes of former slave owners or like Al Capone things, there's been a history of, like, you know, rivals coming to these sites, you know, that are honoring, you know, the other side, or like funerals of, you know, ops X, Y, and Z. And it's like easy to have something where it's like, oh, this is a vigil or this is a mural. People come here, they gather, they take their pictures, you know, funerals X day on X block. And like people really set people up and target people off stuff like that, where they know, you know, that the people of their community congregate in this location. So that was really the one thing that I was thinking about. But then also when I seen the explanation, the apparent explanation from CPD, I'm really thinking like, that don't even sound like that's just really crossed your mind anyways. So like, you know what I'm saying? But like when I'm thinking about it, I'm really thinking like, what could be the benefit of this? I mean, that's really just the only thing that crossed my mind. But in general, I feel like when you have figures like that, communities grieve as a whole. and like a large part across like major cities in the country. Like that's a part of, like
it was
you
a
said,
bigger representation of the meaning of King Von, not so
Yeah.
let's look past his life and his actions per se, but for
Yeah.
that side of Chicago. Okay.
And people take pride in that. And I'm not from, but more than any other city, Chicago takes pride in Chicago.
Of course, and we went to school there, not from Chicago, so we do know. Yeah, we do know. We know. I had to learn a lot of Chief Keef very quickly when I first moved to Chicago, so I know how to get down. He does too.
I don't know. One second. I don't know if the viewers have peeped it, but I've worn like Chicago gear damn near every week. Like
Oh,
it's usually Bears shit because my last name is Orange too. But congrats on y'all championship, by the way, T. I get on.
Thank
the football fans in the house. All right, so who ain't Jocelyn? And then we're gonna end off with you, Q, and Libby, and we'll get out of here.
You know, I was really sad.
I was very sad too.
Yeah, me and you loved him. So
I
felt like
I
really what? Oh my bad. I felt like he really did tell like a story. Like I noticed that even before like anybody like pointed it out to me, like you could just tell like he was really like telling a story in his music, and I felt like that was really admirable because like most people, you know, like that's what I feel like rap is, like telling a story, you know, telling their story, but he did it in such like a creative way that like you could just tell like he had talent. And I don't know, like, you know, with all the gang stuff, I feel like a lot of talent goes to waste, unfortunately, you know, even Nipsey and stuff like that. And no matter what, it's still somebody's like brother, son, nephew, cousin, whatever. And it's still sad, like all around.
Asian
And-
Dolls X belongs
Yeah.
to somebody. Let me stop playing.
Yeah, no, but for real, like, you know, a lot of people cared about him, and just because, you know, he had possible gang affiliation doesn't mean that like the mural should just be taken down. But like, you know, like the Confederate soldiers or whatever, you know, the what is it, the Mount Rushmore, like the more we learn, like we learn that our presidents were not good people. So, and I mean, they did way more harm than him being in a gang. You know, they prompted slavery and like were for it and kept it going. So I definitely don't think that his mural should be taken down for a simple fact of possible gang affiliation, because the, you know, police officers don't like what it stands for when police officers stand for brutality against Black people. So I mean, I don't feel like they really necessarily have a say.
They came back like, oh yeah, he's a part of the disciples. They just didn't like that it was up. It's just like, it's like, okay, it's like bullshit, basically.
Right, and they're part of modern day slavery. So
That's what it is more than anything. The police did not rock with
Giving
him.
into it, yeah, it's just not, it's not equivalent. We're gonna go ahead and let Q, Soulful Q, go ahead and break us down. Get us right, Q.
I honestly feel like it shouldn't be removed, but like T said, in that devil's advocate mindset, like, or not even that, just like I'm thinking about his lifestyle, like who he was as a person. Like he's done some bad things, and you can't like ignore that. And he's also done some good things, but I don't know the other side mindset to, you know, like you see someone being glorified that did harm on you and yours. You know what I mean? It's like people always want to retaliate no matter the
Where's
situation.
Duck's mural? Where's the mural for Duck? Let me stop playing. I'm gonna get
Yeah. It's like
Well,
people
say,
will retaliate in any mindset just for fun and just to continue some bullshit. Like you said, like if there's a funeral, like another, just like a little celebration, whatever, at King Von's mural, somebody just walk up, do some stupid shit just because they're there. Like anybody can just pop off. And I don't know the environment in Chicago because I'm not from there, but I just know of the gang violence. So it's just like every action has a reaction, but it's sad that it has to come to that. It's sad that someone would even think about harming people at, you know what I mean, a gathering while King Von's mural is there. It's
Well,
kind of
when-
fucked up.
let's talk about this really quick. When Nipsey, they had the niggas that wanted to go ahead and, you know, shit on Nipsey's thing. The guy got shot in the car.
they
Like,
killed
so,
him.
they killed him right in broad daylight on FaceTime or live. So it's like I don't even think they would be able to get it down, honestly. Like, let's be real here. Shit. I wanted to pull this and just know if this made any difference. I mean, again, this is more, gang-related violence, but they did say that he killed one of the biggest shooters in Chicago at the time. Passed away rapper King Von named his killer a 17-year-old girl who murdered a dozen people. So again, when I look at this, it just, the crime on black crime and crime in the streets is never ending. It just doesn't make me feel that different about having King Von mural out. Now, does this make you guys feel any different seeing this or about the mural? No, it's fine if it's not.
I mean, we definitely don't ever know, like, we didn't know stuff like this, or we didn't know, we don't know half the reasons that, people kill each other besides just money and like a position, like a higher, ranking, you could say. But there's a lot of stuff that we don't know, and people are doing stuff like this and getting people out of the streets that are just harmful, just because they're trying to get into a gang type shit. Like, they have to kill people, bloodshed.
Initiation,
whatever the initiation is. And I
think this was, I don't want to be overspeak, but I think this was at a party. It was something going on, but it was in the day. So, he really did live that lifestyle as most rappers, and you see it, after they pass away. But I just see how Nipsey's mural went, and I just don't know how good that would go. Livy Rose. Now, we're fans. I don't know if you have listened to have you listened to King Von? It would have to if we were. How do you feel about this outside looking in? This is not somebody you listen to. Like,
Well, I don't think that they should take it down. I think that that's a way to remember somebody that a lot of people, admired, loved his music, looked up to him in ways, even if he did kill somebody. Like, I don't think a lot of people know. Maybe it sounds like, I'm not sure. But I think that if like what Chris said, if you're going to capitalize on stuff like on other gang related things, then you should just leave it be. It's not really capitalizing on anything. It's just memorializing somebody.
So you say, leave it, let it be.
Exactly.
It's what it is. It ain't bothering me.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris, go ahead.
Are we on the topic of just Chicago? Can I just speak on the state of Chicago for like 1 second?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Another reason why I think this mural should be left up, and then like I honestly hope it gets like some national attention, because people need to realize like what's going on in these ghettos. Like King Von is like a perfect example of what happens when you mix poverty with communities that are drug ridden, filled with alcohol, guns, and lack of resources. Like this is what happens. This is like the outcome. It's a vicious cycle, and people need to know the story. Like when you listen to Von's album, he's literally telling his story. Like this is what happens, from going to jail to beefing with people in your neighborhood to just trying to get out of it and then getting wrapped back in it. Like once you get into
King
the
Von
system, like it's almost
in the street.
It's almost impossible to get out of the system once they lock you in.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible, especially if you get on like on parole. Nah, like they're gonna get you back. Once you on parole, they're probably gonna get you back.
And Von's grandpa or dad, I want to say his grandfather was like huge in the Black Disciples. Like he actually, his lineage was a part of that. So like I feel like if you were born into it, it's gonna be that certain pressure to, and he was good at what he did. So.
And the only way to break that is to provide resources. Like, how many all these rappers, but all these rappers though, they have other talents. Like they're artists in so many different ways. They can draw, they can sing, they can play sports, all of that stuff. They can write, they're intelligent. But it's like the lack of having resources. What do? You're on a corner, you trying to make some money. Then you got to get a gun because your ops got a gun. Like it's just a vicious cycle.
Because you live. It's the sad that Chicago. You live in fear, and it's sad, but it's our reality in Chicago. Sometimes you live in fear, and it's what's taught. Like, you from one side, you got to keep your guard up because you never know. And now people are just popping people because you may have an affiliation with, you know, Gangster Disciples, or you have affiliation with Black Disciples. This beef between those two gangs have been going on for years, and it's just like, when is it gonna stop? But that retaliation spirit, it's not gonna stop until we come together as a city and get it together. It's sad, but
So
that's the way it goes.
So in the comments, we were trying to see Dirk, whoever. Now, this is King Von's grandfather, Dave Barksdale. He actually worked with Larry Hoover to merge and create the Gangster Disciples and to bring that into the city in '74. So, like, this is his granddaddy. How do you expect young men? It's like, I get it. But when you're born into that life, and this is something that was still glamorized, I just couldn't see King Von's life being any different. But I wanted to clear that up because it was, you know, this, that, or whatever. They call him King Dave, King David. That's why he goes by grandson. People who know King Von and listen to King Von, he calls himself grandson. That's where that comes from. So he takes pride in still his family, his lineage, and who he is. Good, bad, or indifferent. So just to clear that up. Any final thoughts before I get to our last fun question, and we don't get out of here in about 5 minutes?
Being in a constant state of fight or flight, this is what it's producing, and we got to stop it, right? Some way, somehow.
And the industry loves that fucking shoot 'em up shit. They love it. They love that shit. That's what sells, and that's what's gonna keep us in that fucking that mindset. But we can break it. It just all about self, bro. It's fucking crazy. It's hard when your environment is just so consumed by negativity. Like, bro, I live in Hazel Park. I'm gonna say real fast. I live in Hazel Park. Detroit not that far away, but like you can just feel the energy switch, man, when you just rock certain places.
It's so different. You just feel it go like doom.
Just tension. Lack of resources cause tension, cause war, cause death. Like, it's just a cycle, bro. It's crazy.
All right. Our last topic of the evening. This is a bonus. I came up with this a little bit late, but I couldn't end on such a no. Good job to me for putting these together in order. MyMixtapes.com actually just had this pop up, and I promise I will be quick. This is a music-related question. Now, these always get heated, and I promise y'all I ain't gonna sit up here all night arguing about music. If Drake and Kanye released their albums on the same day, who would you listen to first? Now, I'm not going to go and grab my Drake Certified Lover Boy t-shirt that I did sit up and buy that's waiting in my closet. I've seen Drake 4 times in concert. I'm a Drake fan. I'm one of those. Drake groupie for life. I'm going to have to listen to Drake. Love Kanye. Who you got first? Q.
I'm predicting Kanye's album to be way better, so I'm gonna play Drake first to get in that mode because I know he has a lot of different modes. He's taking on different things.
Don't use him as a warm me up. Come on now.
I'm my honest opinion. I ain't even gonna drag him like that. I'm just like
separate days.
It's fucking yay, bro. Like
1 at night, 1 in the morning. Don't do that.
It's fucking yay, bro. Like, I love this nigga, man. Like,
he said it's fucking yay and let this nigga. Kanye West's best album was 808 and Heartbreaks. I don't care what nobody say. Anyway, T, who you got?
I'm gonna listen to Drake first. I don't believe in beefing over something like this because I'm gonna just play both back to back. It could go either way.
Okay.
But I am gonna probably play Drake first because I feel like Kanye been playing in our face like so bad. Like, they could say that it was out and I like wouldn't even believe it anyway. So I would just listen to Drake first and see like if Kanye is done playing, if I can catch it.
All right. So Drake first. Kanye might have a little more for us. So we got to really sit for it. I feel like I have to settle to listen to Kanye. Like, you know, I feel like Drake might make me feel a little way, but all right. Livy Rose.
I feel like I'm always in a mood to listen to Drake. No offense to Kanye, but like I'm a bigger fan of Drake, so I'd listen to Drake first.
So Drake first. Would you get through the full Kanye album?
I think so, yeah, just because I'm interested and I'm curious.
All right. So we all got Donda on deck. If I can get tickets on Friday, you guys, I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to that Donda thing. I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna go ahead. They're about $50, so I'm going if I can get my ticket on Friday. JoJo, who you listening to first?
Usually I would go with Drake, but I feel like this new Kanye album has been so hyped up, and he hasn't released anything in a while, right?
No.
It's been a minute? Yeah, so I would just listen to it first off the fact that he hasn't dropped anything and he's been working on it for so long. And I'm going to listen to both of them. I don't know. Wasn't Kanye supposed to drop already too? And he's pushed it or something?
That's why they said if they drop on the first day. Back in the day, Kanye and 50 Cent dropped an album. I think this was probably in 05. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but
Hell yeah.
106 when Kanye and 50 Cent, again, 50 Cent dropping an album, that almost feels weird to say. That was a big deal. So I would be here for it. That's vintage. Tam, who you listening to first and why?
Yeah, I'm definitely listening to Kanye shit first. Because I just feel like it's about to be fire. So I'm definitely going to listen to his shit first. And then I'm going to listen to Drake. They both going to get played, but Kanye goes first.
Okay. Fair. I think I'm going to have to listen to Drake first as well, as big as a fan as I am, because I think I'm going to have to settle for Kanye. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that. All right, y'all. It's the Nightcap Crew. We kept you guys here a little bit later, so excuse us.
Damn, China, you skipped me.
Wait, did I? Oh.
Yes.
Chris,
we knew your answer already.
Oh, Chris, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
Well, despite y'all knowing my answer, I'm gonna give it. But I'm
okay, Chris, go ahead. No, you want to hear Chris? I did not. I was trying not to talk forever. Go.
No, I'm definitely listening to Drake first, and I'm gonna tell y'all why though. It's because I feel like Drake hasn't felt appreciated. He gave us hits after hits after hits every summer, and then motherfuckers acting like he don't do that. Like he don't give us feel good music. So now he gonna make us wait, and it's gonna be busting. And I ain't fucked with Kanye since like he dropped the MAGA hat. Like that was kind of weird, but I'm still gonna listen.
Yeah, it's like Kanye does a lot of stuff, and we just be like, it's okay. Like that's the Kanye West is the only Trumper supporter.
He's a genius, so it's like you kind of get that, you know.
I think Donda will probably sum it up. Yeah, because everybody, the stigma is Kanye went crazy or lost his noggin or mental health changed when his mother passed away, which is very sad. And she passed away from cosmetic surgery complications again. So let's put that out there. It's not always good to do all that to your body. Kanye don't have his mama because of and her being probably Kanye's mama wanted to look good. So let's really, it's sad, tragic. Anyway, you guys, Chris shared his opinion. Drake first. I'm halfway in between, but we're gonna see. We're gonna get into it. It's the Nightcap Crew, you guys. Again, we want to give a special thank you to our guest, Tiana T-Licious. Tell them where they can find you and where they can try to keep up, girl.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. So I had so much fun. This was amazing. I would come back anytime if y'all welcome me. My social media, T-Licious with 2 S's. Yeah, you can catch me there. And thank you. I love this.
Of course.
Oh, you muted yourself.
Oh, shoot. Thank you. At T-Licious with 2 S's. If you can't spell it, then it ain't none of your business. If you can't get that far, then okay. You guys, a special thank you to the wonderful, wonderful panel. Livy, I was about to call you Lizzie Rose. We're at the name of your daughter, Lizzie Rose. Livy Rose. JoJo with 6 underscores. Goddamn Tam from the House of Berry. We got Fit Hollywood 6. And we had to bump Q back in, bump Jocelyn out, because StreamYard is playing with me today. So hopefully next week we can get it together, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the Nightcap Crew. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. It is very, very hard and difficult to content create, but it is a passion of mine. So just hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And it's the Nightcap Crew. We're celebrating our 10th episode.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot of brains, your friend.
All right, y'all, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Peace out.